Okay. Hi, my name is Clintleetwood, and I'm here to provide another quick little, well, not quick, but another replay review. This is becoming a bit of a channel regular, even though I only have like 9 videos, but that's neither here nor there. This is FFA against Mez. FFA, when he first requested replay reviews, was hovering around the 900s, I believe, mid 900s, and is now pushing 1300. So some actionable advice has really brought him a long way, and yeah, I hope anyone else watching this gets some good content out of that. For the new viewers, or for the people that are just watching my videos for the first time, this is going to be a long one, and I apologize. And it's going to be a sort of long-form dialogue with myself, and a sort of stream of conscious, step-by-step, round-by-round replay review. I'm not going to be really skipping through things. I'm going to be sitting down and talking about where things could have been improved, where things could have been better, and yeah, I think that basically covers it. Some background for me, if you're not familiar with who I am. I'm a top 200 in the world player. I think I'm hovering around rank 150-ish, and top 60 in the 501 region. I hover around 1850 MMR. This patch has been good to me, and I'm grateful for it. Last patch was a little brutal. Anyways, let's get into it. So, we have FFA playing Speed Spec with Arc Sledge into Marksman Specialist with Bang Caller and Marksman. I think this draft is probably one of the strongest openers in the current meta. I think it generally answers about everything and is very hard to deal with because you can't really go air into it if you're like aerial specs, so you can't really cheese out like an early Phoenix round, right? Because they can just plop down 2 more marksmen. Similarly, it's very hard to have the chaff clear early on comparative to how well these storms are performing against larger units like tarantulas. And, you know, they can just plop down 2 crawlers, kind of have their board ready, and, you know, God forbid there's a round 2 unit drop. It's pretty hard to deal with. A lot of tempo can start to swing in their favor, and, yeah, I've won many a game with this draft right here. So I would expect some standard play set up from your opponent, probably vertical things in front of the tower, like so, and then storm colors in front of the towers, like so, and then like a marksman favoring one side, whatever side you think your opponent's going to be pushing. That's the 50-50 sometimes in this game. However, from you, FFA, this is a bit of a tough draft, especially with what your opponent has picked. I would bank on losing the first 3 rounds here and trying to set up a comp that scales well. So the good news, right, is that we can have our sledgehammers in a horizontal position because we have arc lights backing them up. An important distinction here, right, is that vertical sledgies are great at chaff clear, and horizontal sledgies are great at 1, dodging missiles, and 2, doing a lot of damage. So let's see how you set this up. If I had to take a guess, you're probably going crawlers with your first couple. I don't think marksman's viable at all here. I think you just die to the storm colors. But if I had to guess, I would probably do something like crawler here, crawler here. But vertical crawler seems fine, right? The idea here being that when these crawlers hit this tower, they filter around the tower, spread out across this area, making it very hard for storm callers to do any damage, really. Looks like you're filtering through recommended formations. I think this is probably your best bet, realistically. If I had to make like a little bit of a nitpick here, I think I would want your sledgehammers up just a smidge, but yeah, I think This is an interesting idea. Sorry, my cat is freaking out in the background. One sec. Okay. And yep, your opponent goes for an early double chap opener. Makes sense. Very hard for you to deal with this or have an accurate answer to what is going on. However, you know, crawlers do get in. We actually might get a cheeky kill here. That's very good for us. We actually win the round. Okay. Nicely done. So no round 2 pack. We do have to worry about this Wasp Swarm card. The other thing, right, is this is like pretty brutal for us, unfortunately. There are 2 very strong cards against us. An Energy Shield Device Specialist and Wasp Swarm. Energy Shield Device Specialist, like right here and right here, just 2 shields. You might say, well, that's 200 cost, right? But at the end of the day, right, I could just develop some crawlers back here. And we have no real way to punch through that shield. It's 40% extra, and shields are already 40k, so it'd be a 56,000 shield. Yeah, that sounds right. 56,000. Pretty brutal, right? And if we want to play around Wasp Swarm, we need to have some like bangs back here, and that doesn't really add into our damage to punch the shields. So let's see how your opponent plays this. I think both of these options are pretty viable. I think this is probably just a little better because we get to do a double deployment against you. So we skip, but from you, FFA, I think that's correct. I wanna skip and bink that into our units like you just did. I think that's correct. This is what I would pick against you, and I'll put a pin in this. I'm curious if we can do a little science at the end of this. Round 2, Energy Shield Device Specialist. Got my little handy dandy notepad in the corner here. What did we do with our 100? Okay, so we created 2 more crawlers. Vertical behind the tower seems fine. Opponent still does not hit. They are in the tank. Is this a bug? No, he went Assault Fang and dropped 2 more Fangs. Okay. This card is uniquely bad, Assault Fang. And the reality, right, is because of the range nerf on this, we can just click this, or drop Mustangs and click range, and yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a throw from your opponent. I mean, Oracle's like really good against your opponent. You can just drop it like right here and it'd be kind of a hose. Yeah, I mean, Underground Threat's also great, right? He doesn't have a great answer for these crawlers. He might click Mech Rage, but like, so what? Yeah, and I think you're completely correct in leaning into more crawlers here. Yep, we make another sludgy. I think that's fine. something I'd really like to see in the next couple rounds is this button clicked. Gives range. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I would expect to happen, right? Is crawlers are very good into fangs. Salt Fang is not a good card, and we are overwhelming our opponent. We're on the tower on the left side, now on the right side, and our sledgies are doing their job. So, like, some text I'd really like to see, right, is this clicked and this clicked, and I think you're comfortably in the driver's seat. I mean, you already are, but even more so, I think. Okay, unit drop round. Sweet. Let's take a look. So I think there is merit to taking Sabertooth, selling the Sabertooth, dropping 2 Sabertooths, and clicking anti-missile device. Outside of this marksman, there's really no way for him to punch through it. We could also use the extra funds to bankroll that to like range. We've got some great levels here and here and here. These crawlers are huge. So what you end up taking. 2 scorpions. All right, so something I would hesitate here, right, is I think you might be doubling down a little bit too much. And by that I mean, if he ever clicks this button, suddenly the amount of fangs he has is like, I think 2.6 times greater or something like that. And it's a weird way it breaks down. It's not exactly 2x. So scorpions don't trade favorably into that. Arc lights don't trade favorably into that. And then sledgehammers don't trade favorably into that. Something that I would really like for you to do here as well. Some Stormcallers of your own. All these fangs are in a vertical position, and a couple Stormcallers would absolutely delete every one of these packs. So I'm going to put a pin in this too. Round 4, Stormcallers into vertical fangs. Okay, let's keep going. What does your opponent end up going? You go some marksman. I'm not sure I understand this idea. I'm really not sure I understand this idea. I think this is universally a bad tech at the moment. I think the only time where it's like really convenient or decent is like into War Factory boards, and even then it's like I hesitate to click it. I don't think I actually run this button. Currently what I run, I think, is field maintenance, range, double shot, and acid. I would say hesitate clicking this button. For one, right, he has Assault Fang, and their movement speed's already increased by 3, so they're at 9 meters per second. But if he clicks this, right, they are now moving faster than a crawler. And at that point, this is going to miss every single shot until they are, you know, within whatever range. And the other beauty, right, is that if we had gone Stormcallers here, it's so good into his board, right? One, horizontal Stormcallers beat vertical Stormcallers every time. And 2, Scorpions are very bad into Stormcallers. And 3, Fortresses are okay into Stormcallers. It's a bit of a chunk of health to get through, but Stormcallers would out DPS this eventually. All right, pretty meaty hit. Yeah, and this this poor marksman does exactly what I thought it would do, which is die immediately. Yeah, I would really love to see, like, range clicked on these guys, mech rage. Like, we could just sledgehammer carry out this game pretty comfortably, I think. Yep. Yeah. So one of the reasons why this sort of score tech is bad is that it decreases the attack by 40%. So where this unit was once a giant killer, it's now like a semi-efficient chaff clearer. I don't know. I think this tech's pretty underwhelming. It's been nerfed a couple times, and it's probably something to maybe play around not using and see how you feel about the unit afterwards. If you are having success with this tech, though, by no means change what you're doing, right? At the end of the day, players are doing a bunch of stuff where they are piloting situations in which they're comfortable. So if you're very comfortable piloting this sort of like meta state, like, by all means, don't change it because I'm telling you it's bad. But let's see what we end up doing here. We go for ER Steel Ball. It's a very good card. I don't know if I would be picking it up here, but it is a very good card. What are the other options? Redeployment, heavy armor. Redeployment's always probably worth considering too. And like ER Ball is like pretty busted. I don't know about into this board though. Kind of tough. There are a bunch of fortresses maybe? A bunch of giants maybe? Get some lovely levels on these sledgehammers. And they still die. The one shot. Oh, no, now they don't. Nice. Okay, so we just hit a really good breakpoint here. This does 1100 damage. This has almost 1200 HP. That's him clicking attack enhancement, and that's you matching with defense enhancement. So, nicely done. Very important to keep a track on when your opponent is using these upgrades, and it's very important for you to maintain this. The best way to think about this, right, is if you've ever played like StarCraft or Warcraft, there are these ideas of like 1/1 upgrades, and 1/1 upgrades literally made your units do 1 more damage and take 1 less damage, and it sounds insignificant, but it really matters in these style games, right? Specifically in this game, right, when there is no macro is all that's left. So we need to be playing around strong macro plays, strong macro timings, and this idea of pushing when my units are strong versus their units. So yeah, I think that's heads up by you. This level 2 fort with heavy armor is terrifying. You have no good way to kill that currently. Unless these steel balls get to do a lot of work, but I don't think they will. Yeah, they're gonna get hung up on maybe actually. One's on. Nope. Yep, that tracks. Right side's doing okay. Left side is completely crumbled. Tower goes down. And I think this is a lost round for us. So we probably have to think about acid here soon. We just have nothing to punch through this. Or we need to go range on steel balls to keep them safe for longer, probably. That's what I would consider. Okay, another unit drop. Let's see. Melting point is probably the answer that we've been looking for all along. It answers everything in this pack and trades, I would say, somewhat favorably into this. Yep, cool, nice, I agree. What does your opponent go for? I feel like this is a replay bug. I don't feel like someone takes this long to think about their turns, but maybe I'm wrong. I certainly don't. I think we're really critically lacking this button. Alright, so they go Overlord. Nice missile. That's really heads up, man. Sometimes a little missile to clear the way for other units to do their job is really important, and it's very mindful. You need to be very mindful of that. It's not always easy to make that call, right? Because it is 50 credits, but I think that wiped out like 100 at least here, and slows this down to, you know, maybe allow some shenanigans over here. Changes timings. It's a big one. Yeah, a little unfortunate, right? If we had range, we wouldn't be hit by this missile. We wouldn't be locked on here. A little rough for us. But these steel balls are doing some work. Getting in. And yeah, this guy is just walking down the left side, crushing. So something I would really like to see from you here is, now that your opponent's teched into EMP Stormcallers, is a couple anti-missile sentries. Anti-missile sentries would also counter this, unless this... Oh, so important thing to note, right? He doesn't have ground cannon, or I believe it's called Overlord Artillery. That means that we can put anti-missile sentries and somewhat blank this unit, on top of also somewhat blanking these Stormcallers. Something to keep in mind, and something to look out for. This is a skip. Nothing is great here for us. I disagree. I think that's a trap. This is a lot of money. This could easily be in a range upgrade here or here. Right, because we could just go like a couple more, maybe like one more here, one more here. So we'd have 1,400 this round, right? So that'd have been 4, 8, 11, 14. Yeah, I mean, that seems a lot better than... Oh, let's see the play and how it shapes up real quick before I make a judgment call. Phoenixes into forts with AA seems risky, man. But like alternatively, right, we could have also done melter, range, anti-missile, barrier, something like that. Let's put a pin in that one. I like this idea. Round 7, double melter, range, 2 AMS, field. Okay, we got a couple things we can take a look at now. We got three different rounds. Let's take a look at. One from your opponent, and then 2 from you. All right, we're pushing. I don't hate this idea. I think this range is misplaced though. Yeah, and I was afraid of this. This makes our... Oh man, this hurts, kinda. We don't have very great chaff clear at all for this. That button's so good against us. And our poor melter is dead. Right side balls are once again getting in. Left side balls are kind of doing a little bit of work over here. Right side balls get a kill again. Probably a level 2. God bless. We'll have to check on them. Yeah, I mean... Now you just click Mech Rage and I think the game ends for you. I think you're dead. Alright, let's take a look. I mean, Fire Badger with range, napalm, kind of hoses this stuff up front, I think. It's probably where my head would go. I think this is kind of a gift from Bear-like here. Let's see what you end up going. Nice. Yep, I completely agree. I think you are forced to click this button and this button. Oil. Yep, that's smart. Very heads up. Alone. Temp range. Something I want to hit on, right, is that the first things we should be doing on this round, just so we don't run out of time, is click this button and this button. And then we can start to do the rest of our turn, right? Oh, okay. I think I've mentioned this before, but if we're about to die, we must click Rapid Resupply. It rhymes, so it must be true. Rapid Resupply into range, into anything, gives us a pretty exponential chance of surviving here. Rocket Punch is pretty frickin' brutal, though. We needed to have teched stuff here. So we could have had range enhancement and EMP. But I'm pretty sure we are super dead. Okay, we light the fire, nice. Get the fort on the right. Our poor melter dies in the center again. Get another fort on the right. Yeah, he just has too much beef. We have no upshoot now. Yeah. Okay. Let's step through some stuff here. It's a nice try. I think you just got out tempoed. And I think it was some indecisiveness on your end. Oops, I did not mean to return to lobby, but let's reload that replay. And from what I mean by indecisiveness here is that I don't think you had great answers to the fangs, and fangs are, generally speaking, some of the easiest units to answer. So I'm going to go to round 2, and I would like to take over your opponent. And I think what I wrote down is that I wanted to take this energy shield device spec, right? Unlock crawlers. Go like energy shield here, energy shield here. And I don't think whatever you have here is able to punch through what we're doing. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna kind of line these up with sledgehammers, and I'm gonna click end of turn. What might end up happening though is that we have too many crawlers still on the field to deal with here. It's a little rough. Oh, no, we actually managed to hold. And yeah, these shields are going to stay up, which means you are forced into an answer next round on how to deal with them. And yeah, like this is very comfortable for us. Well, not us, but your opponent. Yeah. And I think you ended up winning that round early, right? So it's an example of a way to wrestle back some tempo. Round 4, I mentioned vertical storm colors into vertical fangs. So let's do a little testy on that. Round 4. Panel, let's pause, and let's take over for FFA. Okay, I think I mentioned this potential option. So let's grab it. I think I sell here. What I was thinking, right, is like storm color, probably storm color. Seems fine. Just something like this. I think I also mentioned I would have liked to have seen range picked up. Probably take these unit levels. Let's see how this does. Ouch. Okay. Maybe we clear? Okay. So we barely lose there. Maybe we can change some stuff up here. Let's play that round one more time. Let's take over for FFA. Maybe we don't sell. We just keep this on the field. I do think it's triple collared here, though. That much I'll say. I don't want to act with perfect information. We know he's going to drop a fort here. Where would I put this? Probably just like... I mean, so here comes like the hard part, right? I don't want to run this into the level 3 marksman. This is his strong side right now, right? We look at it, has the highest unit level, has essentially the same amount of units here. We run fire. Maybe it's just fire. I'm gonna try fire here. I think fire can be very strong. Let's try fire. And then we'll go unit upgrade. I guess this is fine. boys here. A little rough. But, I mean, we're about to kill this fortress, which proved to be an issue earlier. There's not many things left over. Alright, so this was a similar loss here. I think we did 50 better that round. Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm not sure on that one. Not sure on that one. But let's try the round 7 double melter range, 2 AMS and shield play. See if that works out for us. Alright, round 7. And let's take over for FFA. I said this is skip. I said it's double melter. Range. Lined up with ports is kind of what we want to do here. So something like this is probably fine. Yeah. Double AMS. And shield. Probably want to try to overwhelm this side. Something like this. And this is round 7, so we're probably grabbing this. And I don't know, maybe that's okay. Okay, the crawlers are in. We're on this. We're still clearing fangs out. Okay, we're on this. Huge. We're on this. Huge. We're still clearing fangs out. It's gonna die. We're on this. Huge. We still have all of our core units here. He doesn't have the DPS to clear. Nice. Huge. Yeah, so in this game, range is king, and that was a smoking turn for us. You almost, if I remember correctly, the health's here. He has like 2,800 there. We put him at 1,200 there and almost kill him. Yeah. So some things to think about here, right? Is AMS is a very valuable tool. Don't underestimate it. And another thing, right, is that range is king in this game. So some key takeaways here. Something that I would really like to see you do. If your opponent is massing things like this, we need to be cognizant of this button being clicked. And we need to have a strong answer for when that button is clicked. Right now, we don't. On this board, we don't, and we still won pretty hard. Imagine if we did. Imagine if we had like a couple fire callers here, some Mustangs with range, right? We could easily do like a Melter Sting combo, and that's like incredibly strong. Another thing, right, is just if they're not running ground gun, we can easily answer with like this. And not only do we blink this stuff going on, but we also potentially blink this button. We blink this unit. And for those that are unaware, yes, Rocket Punch is a missile and can be intercepted by Missile Interceptor. It has the highest HP in the game, so it's not a reliable way to do it, but you know what? Since we're in the replay, I'm going to demonstrate it real quick. We're going to go to solo. We're going to go to testing grounds. Enter testing grounds. Let's hide chat because. Cool. All right. So let's go bang. Testing ground tools. Oop. Oop. Switch sides. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me. Let's do something like this. Let's put down infinite missile interceptors here. I think that should cover it. And what we'll do here is fortress. And do is we'll just unit text. Oh no, I took range off. I didn't want to do that. Okay. All right. So this test here, right, is to show that as this beam starts to tick down on this fortress, right, we will hit these thresholds to fire the rocket punch, and we'll see if they are intercepted by these 6 missile interceptors. Ah, yep. Both were intercepted. So, something to think about and keep in mind. Unit techs have sometimes Boolean answers and missile interceptors. So, I hope this was helpful. I am dreading. Oh, you know what? Only 42 minutes. Thank goodness. I was afraid this was over an hour. I was going to say, though, I was dreading looking at the the OBS timer on the recording. But yeah, only 42 minutes. So yeah, some key takeaways for you, FFA, and for those watching. Unit tech counters or unit techs on your opponent, you know, just cycle through your opponent's stuff, clock certain things, and understand how certain tech loadouts are vulnerable to certain, abilities, right? Or deployment, whatever these are called, sentries. Sorry. Another thing, right, is that we can't all in big, splashy, single target damage because we died a portable shield on fangs. We need to have a good answer for fangs, and in general, right, storm collars, vertical storm collars into vertical, or sorry, not vertical, horizontal storm collars into vertical fangs is a great chaff clearing tool. And what else? Oh yeah, and range is king. At the end of the game, range is one of the most important techs and one of the most important things to consider against your opponent. Anyways, oh, and one final thing. If you're about to die, always click rapid resupply. Anyways, that's all for me. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please, do that whole YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe. And if you enjoy my content, I'll eventually be streaming on Twitch at some point, so drop me a follow there. And of course, as always, if you would like a replay review, feel free to join the Mechabellum official Discord and drop me an @ in the share your replay room, and I'll be happy to sit down and review your replay. Anyways, that's all for me. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.